Welcome to the VetRise Podcast. I'm your host, Juan Perez. My goal is to make success after service accessible to every veteran in society. I believe in the power of leveraging your service, not as a label that defines you, but as a launching pad for your next chapter. What we have been doing hasn't been working, and it's on us to start changing the culture. Enjoy the episode, and thank you for your time. Hello, and welcome to the VetRise Podcast. I am your host, Juan Perez. I want to thank you all for being here. This is episode number 21, and on today's episode, we're going to be zeroing in on a crucial topic for veterans. A lot of veterans don't really think about this too much. And why? Well, because it was the last thing on our mind, and also the first thing on our mind for the longest when we were in the field, when we were waiting to hit the chow hall after formation, when we were hungry after having a full bender for the weekend. Chow. So we're going to talk about how do you optimize health and nutrition for veterans transitioning from the military to civilian life. So after serving, adjusting to a new lifestyle poses a lot of different challenges, right? Especially managing one's health without the structured physical demands of that morning PT or that group or platoon PT, right? And we're leaving military life. We don't have the same order, the same routine, the same way of doing things that we used to do for the longest. So we're here to explore effective strategies to help you navigate this transition. We're here to talk about how is it that you can ensure that you maintain optimal physical and mental health. Now, I've talked about this before. But sometimes when we leave the military, we separate so much from the order that it takes a while for us to work our way back. And we have to do that. We have to find our way back. We have to make sure that we stay consistent. We don't push so far away from the order and the routine that we forget what it means to actually be disciplined and be consistent. We got to make sure that we don't lose that, right? And I get it. There is a transition period where you take that year, maybe even longer, and you push away from all of it. But you have to remember that it's your body, it's your life, and nobody is telling you what to do anymore. So first up, let's talk about nutrition. So as you transition from maybe a high calorie need that your body has of active duty where your energy expenditure is much higher because you are moving day to day, and maybe you're moving into a more sedentary lifestyle for a little bit. Maybe you're going to college. Maybe you have a job where you're going to be sitting down for a little bit, right? Your body's going to require a different adjustment in your diet, right? To start, it's important to recalibrate your caloric intake to avoid unnecessary weight gain, because that's going to happen. Like, everybody knows about the freshman 15 when you go to college, right? Well, there's also the freaking new, what do you call it? Let's give it a name. Let's think about it. So the fresh out 40. So you're fresh out of the military, you get out, and all of a sudden you gain 40 pounds, right? We want to make sure that doesn't happen. And this involves understanding your current metabolic needs and adjusting your diet to meet them without exceeding them, right? So how can we manage this? You want to focus on nutrient-dense foods that provide actual vitamins and minerals your body really needs, right? Without excessive calories. You want to focus on real foods. You want to incorporate lean proteins. You want to incorporate whole grains, variety of fruits and vegetables into your daily meals. Real food, not just protein all day, every day. Now, I get it. Hitting your protein goal is very important in my opinion. I think that that's one of the most important things you have to focus on. It's not necessarily the caloric intake all day, every day, but if you hit your protein goal, more than likely you're going to hit your caloric intake goal, right? So I recommend using nutritional tracking apps like MyFitnessPal to monitor your daily intake. These tools can help you stay on track by providing insights into your nutritional habits and suggesting adjustments as needed based on your steps for the day, based on your age, based on your weight, based on your activity level for the day. And these apps are meant to give you an idea of what you should aim for. Now, they're not perfect. You can hire a coach, you can hire me, right? But at the end of the day, just do something. I also want you to consider hiring a dietitian. Now, the VA actually does provide this, right? They can offer personalized advice on your specific health needs and goals. So if you're trying to lose weight, they'll tell you exactly what to aim for. If you're trying to gain weight, they'll tell you exactly what to aim for as well. A good rule of thumb is that the weight goal that you have, the protein goal that you have, that's the amount of protein that you should be intaking every single day. So if your goal weight is 150, a good rule of thumb is aiming at 150 grams of protein every day, right? Now, what is it that we can do besides the nutrition, right? Well, PT. Let's talk about PT for a little bit. So you got out. You don't want to do the group PT anymore. You don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to freaking slay your body for 40 to 50 to 60 to 70 to 90 to 120, minutes a day. I get it. I really do. So what can we do? What can we change, right? Well, maybe you're no longer engaged in the intense physical training that the military gave you, right? Maybe things are a little bit different, as they should be. However, that doesn't mean that you got to take it easy. That doesn't mean that you can just lay off the PT, right? Now, while you may no longer be engaging in the intense physical training of the military, right? Maintaining an active lifestyle, that's key to your physical and mental health. The body and the mind work together. Now, what can I do to make sure I stay active? Well, why don't you identify the things that you actually enjoy doing? Was it the weightlifting? Was it the running, right? Maybe try something new. Maybe try yoga. Maybe try swimming. The goal is to find something that's sustainable for you, keeps you moving, and helps you improve your overall fitness. You should be healthy. You should be healthier. You should be getting healthier on a daily basis. Right? Now, for those of us dealing with physical injuries or limitations, now, there are ways to tailor your specific program to you, right? We want to make sure we don't exacerbate these issues. Now, physical therapists that the VA does have can be very, very valuable in helping you come up with a developmental routine that's going to help you develop yourself, right? Everybody has different conditions. Everybody has different kind of metrics that they have to meet on their own. But what you should be aiming for is you want to set small, realistic fitness goals just to start, right? For example, maybe you want to aim for a daily walk of 30 minutes. And maybe you want to gradually increase that duration or intensity as your fitness actually improves and gets better on a day-to-day basis. And once you do that, you want to celebrate these small little victories as they come. And before you know it, you're walking a mile a day, right? Before you know it, you're training for a marathon. Before you know it, you have lost 10 to 15 pounds because you're eating healthier, you're working out, you're getting better sleep, right? And by the way, if you want to do group PT because you miss it, there's plenty of freaking group PTs that you can do at your local gym. They have classes, right? You can join a local gym or a fitness class where you can meet people and stay motivated by the community atmosphere, and you get to meet new people, right? The social aspect is huge. It's very huge, and it can significantly enhance your commitment to regular activity. All right, what else? So let's talk about mental health, right? Now, we have to find that connection. We have to find that bridge between diet, exercise, and mental health. In my opinion, they're all very much connected, right? The way you feel your body and keep active has a direct impact on your mental well-being. Now, nutritionally, you want to focus on incorporating foods known to boost brain health and mood. Now, I specifically take Alpha Brain every single day from a company called Onnit. I'm not saying that that's what you should take, but that's what works for me. Something else you can do is omega-3 fatty acids. And now this is found in fish like salmon, flax seeds, and walnuts, right? But you can also get a supplement form, right? And these are excellent for cognitive health. They're excellent for making sure that you are on the right path. And the reason why we do this is we want to make sure that you are actually getting healthier and improving your overall self, right? Now, you don't necessarily just have to do these, right? There's also a lot of other stuff, right? Similarly, foods such as antioxidants, such as berries and leafy greens, they can help your body combat oxidative stress, which does affect your mental clarity. Now, regular PT not only helps in managing weight and physical health, but also plays a huge role in reducing the stress of your life, reducing the anxiety and depression. When you work out, it releases endorphins, and these are often known, a lot of people call them the happy hormone, right? And it can improve your mood and your overall health, and it can massively reduce the feeling of sadness that you feel on a day-to-day. That's why working out truly does help you, not just physically, but mentally as well. And you can also incorporate mindfulness practices, maybe things such as meditation, guided breathing, things like that into your day-to-day routine. Because doing these practices does enhance your mental health, right? And in turn, it helps your physical health as well. We want to make sure that you're living a healthy life. And remember, you have no idea who you might inspire. You have no idea what veterans are watching you and what veteran you might inspire to actually start taking care of themselves, right? Now, if you find yourself struggling with mental health issues post-service, you have to speak up. You have to speak up. Do not hesitate to seek professional help. I've done it. We've all done it. And it is very powerful. You can talk to a therapist and they can provide that additional help, those additional strategies, the additional support that you might need to be able to manage that stress and adjust. Because it's not just an adjustment period, it's a whole reset. I had a friend recently, he told me that the way he sees it, it's not a transition, it's a reset. The veteran reset. I like that. Now, what are some other things that you can do as you get out to focus on your overall health, right? So you're going to have a lot of barriers that you have to overcome. And if we address some of these common barriers, a lot of veterans face the day-to-day issues of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. And that might be the drinking that they do all the time. That might be the smoking. That might be the fact that they stay up late or they sleep in, right? And a lot of these things come from a lack of motivation. A lot of these things come from feeling physical discomfort or anxiety, or also just having a limited knowledge about what your health resources are, because nobody taught you that in the military. You just did what you were told sometimes, right? And what can we do to fight these challenges, right? So we can establish kind of having a structured routine that can help, in a way, mimic the discipline that the military gave you. Now, you're not in anymore. Nobody is saying that. What we're saying is that you can mimic, you can leverage the discipline that the military gave you and use it as an advantage for yourself, right? This can help you build new healthy habits. It can help you overcome the inertia that sometimes accompanies transition periods. You need to get over that inertia. You need to get over that kind of stall that you're in, right? We need to keep moving. We need to stay in momentum. There's a lot of different veteran-specific health programs out there offered by the VA, and as well as a bunch of organizations, right? Myself included. VetRise Academy is my veteran fitness and nutrition and online coaching program where I specifically help veterans that are going through a period of their life where they're not happy. And I help them make some dramatic changes, and the program absolutely works. Absolutely. And again, I'm not here to talk about that specifically, but if you are interested in learning more about VetRise Academy, send me a message on my socials and I will be more than happy to tell you more about it. You want to make sure that you also connect with peers who are also transitioning or maybe have been transitioned a little bit longer than you. Share strategies, talk about your challenges. They may be able to give you a point of view or a perspective that maybe you haven't thought about. Maybe you can look at a little bit differently and realize that, okay, I never thought about it this way, right? You want to make sure that these are the people that you reach out to and you ask for help and you share with them. Now, what else can we do to focus on our overall health? Well, number one, there's a lot of veteran resources out there available specifically for veterans. And these can aid you in your health and wellness journey in a way that you can't even imagine if you just reach out and use them, right? These resources are out there. These organizations are out there. A lot of veterans say that, well, there's nothing out there for me. They're out there. It's just about doing the paperwork, doing the emails, picking up the phone, sending the messages. And a lot of veterans don't want to do that. They want things to come to them. There's a lot of organizations out there. So many that want to help veterans, that want to push them in the right direction, that want to give them that benefit, that push, that resource that they need. But veterans don't necessarily go after them. The VA does offer comprehensive health evaluations for which you can actually gain a lot of insight into your specific health status. And don't sit here and tell me that, well, the VA this, the VA that. The VA is not going to get better unless we make it better. The VA is not going to get better unless we make it better. So you have to go to the appointments. You have to speak up. You have to advocate for yourself. And even if you've had a bad experience in the past, it doesn't mean that is how it is forever. The only way it will change is if we change it. And how do we change it? Well, by speaking up, by showing up, and by making a difference. All right? So another useful tool that veterans can use is community and support. So we're going to build a supportive community and made sure that we use it for that constant motivation, the same way we did our platoon or our squad when we were in, because they help you. They keep you grounded. They also push you forward in the right directions, right? It helps you with an overall improvement in your life. It helps you with the long-term commitment to your health goals. And your family can be that as well. It doesn't just have to be other veterans. You can make friends that are not veterans. It doesn't just have to be other veterans. There's a lot of local veteran groups or fitness communities that focus on healthy living. And being a part of that group, it may help you because they're going to share similar goals and they're going to have similar challenges that you're going through. And maybe they can provide you that encouragement, that accountability that you need. That's going to make it necessary for you to actually stick to your health plans. And there's online programs too. We've talked about this. Like I mentioned, my program is an online program and we have a very strong community. Shout out to the Savage Squad. And they make some amazing changes. To wrap up, you got to make sure that you look out for your health. You got to drink plenty of water. You got to make sure you get plenty of sleep. And I'm going to make another episode about sleep because that deserves its own episode. But you got to make sure that the way that you used to live life isn't how you're living life now. You're out. Nobody controls your time. Nobody tells you what to eat. Nobody tells you what to do. It's up to you now. And managing your health and nutrition effectively is huge to a successful transition from military to civilian life, even if it's been 5 years or 10 years. Now, while the journey does involve a lot of challenges, it also offers an opportunity for you to build a fulfilling and healthy life post-service. Remember, we are trying to create success after service for every veteran. And if we can actually do this, if we can implement these strategies gradually and then adjust them as needed and always seek the support when you know you need it, you can make a huge change in your life. Your health is your most valuable asset. Investing in it is going to be the thing that pays dividends in all areas of your life. Thank you for joining me tonight for the VetRise Podcast. I am your host, Juan Perez. Stay tuned for our next episode where we're going to be talking about much more than just veteran issues. I want to be able to provide you guys so much value that you guys can just take the advice that I give you and you can act on it. You can make a change in your life. Stay active, stay healthy, and keep fighting the good fight. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your time. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the VetRise Podcast. If today's episode inspired you, made you think, or simply just gave you hope, I have a small favor to ask. Share it with just one veteran or someone you think could benefit from my message. Your share could light a spark for them. You don't know who you might save. For more insights and to join this mission, follow my socials at JP the Veteran Coach and explore how we can rise together. Thank you for joining us, for being part of this journey, and for believing in the power of rising together as veterans. Until next time, keep pushing forward, keep rising, and never forget we are stronger together. My name is Juan Perez, and thank you for your time.